What is your name?
Mark Sill.
And what do you do?
I deal in antique and vintage erotica.
Okay. And how is it that you first became aware of Betty Page, and when?
I was I probably became aware of her when I was probably about 13 years old, so that would be about 1969 when I saw the original Irving Klaw books, and also saw the Satellite and Selby and Brumell publications, and thought, wow, what a fascinating woman, what an amazing face, what an amazing character. And so then I accidentally ran into Wink and Titter and Beauty Parade and said, whoa, she's in there too, but it's a whole nother role. She's not into B&D or S&M, she's this cute, fun, and then all of a sudden I start to see postcards at the flea market of her with the alligators down in Florida. And then so I started thinking, this woman is multifaceted. So I started buying everything that I could that had her on it. The first time I found out her name was when I bought the first volume 1 of Betty Page in Bondage by Irving Klaw. Until then, she had been named many different things in Wink and Titter and Beauty Parade. She wasn't anybody in particular. And then I also found her name on the back of the postcards with the alligators in Florida, said Betty Page. And I think those were shot by Bunny Yeager.
The alligator one, yes.
The alligator one, yep.
Do you have a preference between Pinup Betty or Fetish Betty?
I like them all. I think she's all of it rolled into one.
As a big-time collector, can you tell us about some of the more unique pieces you may have?
Yeah, I have owned Hot Sauce. I think possibly the most important image ever done of Betty, which is the Red Rubber Devil costume. I think it's probably the most reproduced image of Betty. I also think it's probably Olivia's finest painting. I've owned that. I've owned endless preliminaries by Olivia of Betty, including Betty tied to the shoe for the greeting card. I've also owned, just thinking of all the Bettys. I owned the Betty with the green background with the black pointed bra. A lot of them, I can tell you probably of 10 images that are in the Karen Essex James Swanson book, I probably own 6 of them. Somewhere around there. I've bought those originals and probably kept 4 of them, I'd say, somewhere around there. Still own 4 of the original Olivia paintings. I consider those monumental paintings. What else? I had some Dave Stevens pieces. I know I owned some Dave Stevens over the years. Trying to think of who else. Oh, I've had some tawdry novel covers that people have told me that they believe that the model was Betty, but I have no way to really substantiate this. But there's always been conversation. Then I see references made in books that, oh yeah, that was Betty, and so I've owned some of the tawdry novel covers that were original oils. I still own some of those.
Could you give us a very rough estimate of a dollar figure of Betty merchandise that you've sold?
Oh gosh, no clue. So many thousands of pieces over the years. I've been buying and selling Betty's imagery for 35 years. And hundreds of thousands. I don't really, frankly, I really don't know. I never broke it down to that. I never broke it down. It was just, I bought so many collections of photos. Some would bring $10, some would bring $150. And I can say this, in the last 5 years on eBay, 10 years on eBay, I've probably sold $500,000 worth of original Irving Klaw photos alone of Betty.
Autograph?
No, vintage ones. Vintage. Yep. So I would certainly say over $1 million worth of Betty's images. No two ways around it.
All right. On a
and that's over the last 30 years, but
on a strictly personal level, what does Betty mean to you?
The quintessential pinup model. Feminine and aggressive, passive and dominant, soft and feminine and hard, and she's just got it all. She had it all, has it all, had it all.
Well said.
Nobody's better.
Thank you, Mark.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.